Welcome in, everybody. This is long overdue. Daniel, we do not hit the West Coast enough, but we sure don't hit the upper Northwest. We are finally heading over to Corvallis. We got our man Aiden on. How we doing tonight, Aiden?
Good, man. How are you guys doing?
Man, we're blessed. The idea that we get to talk baseball is one thing. The fact that we get to talk Oregon State baseball and get your story is another. So we're stoked. But before we get into your story, I got to talk about something. Speaking of the state of Oregon, right now in Memphis, Tennessee, we got 6 inches of snow. It's like 7 degrees. Like, how do you do it? Because you live in a place where this is normal. This is not normal for us. And I'll be honest with you, I'm highly uncomfortable, Aiden. How do you do it?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm on the same wavelength as you, man. I come from California, so this is all new to me. But yeah, it's pretty chilly here. It's like low of 8 probably right now. Snow and ice. So yeah, it's not the funnest of times, but you get through it.
It's a blistering 62 here.
I
Just
wish.
So let me ask you, I haven't been to your campus. Is everything easily accessible to where if there's a lot of snow, you can still walk from place to place? Because like where I'm at, like I'm kind of screwed, man. If you didn't do your grocery shopping, like you ain't getting nothing.
Uh, I would say the campus is pretty close. So I probably live maybe a 5-minute walk. So I walked
So you've
over
been able to still go to the
early.
gym today?
Yeah, went to the
I wouldn't.
gym, indoor football field, got some catch in. So it's not too bad, but grocery stores are hard, especially with my car. I got a Charger, so it's a little tough
Uh,
to drive around out here.
Nice. Yeah, same thing. Got a Mustang GT and it ain't made for it. But I tell you, I didn't make it to the gym today. So I ate bad on Saturday and Sunday and then carry over to no gym Monday. It's a recipe for disaster.
Oh
that's
yeah.
that's why he's ornery today. I logged in and he was just like, "Hey." I was like, "Oh man, this dude didn't work out today."
I didn't get my
Hard day
iron
today.
therapy. Yeah. Well, we got to talk. Speaking of this weather, you look and see what's going on in the NFL. You see those crazy snow shoveling, ice water beers freezing outside. And, with that, just the football atmosphere altogether, I don't know how much you watch, but whether you do or you don't, do you have a team that you like winning it all?
Wait, say that again. The last part.
Do you have a team that you like to win it all?
Oh, um, yeah. I kind of wanted the Dolphins to do it, to be honest, but they got put out. I just like them because they haven't won in a long time, so I was kind of feeling them. I'm not the hugest football fan. I'd say I probably watch college football more than NFL, but
Well, if
yeah.
it's about not winning it, what you should want is Buffalo because not only have they not won it, but they lost it 4 consecutive times when me and Daniel were a child or were children. And I'm gonna tell you, Daniel, I would have cut bait on Buffalo if they made me as a kid lose the Super Bowl 4 times. I'm out. I'm out, bro.
Yeah, that's why it's easy for me to still be a Cowboys fan for
Because y'all
those
beat them, a
years,
couple of them.
for sure.
All right. So Aiden, music is real influential, whether we're talking about weight room, whether we're talking about walkout songs, or just driving down the road. Who is your favorite musician right now? Who's your go-to?
Ooh. Right now, I'd probably say probably a little baby, honestly, right now. If I had to pick
Solid
one.
answer. Yeah, no, as long as you don't say one of these country cats that me
Nah,
and Daniel don't listen to, Lil Baby is a common answer that we love on here. So we
Little
are down for
baby.
that. Daniel probably did that on your intro, knowing him. He probably somehow found that. He seems to know the kind of music that goes with these, guests. I don't know how he does it.
That's
man,
just
I don't know
I
how people
got a
be listening to
feeling.
that country.
Mm-mm. Man, a lot of them do. These SEC ball players, from the South. And Daniel will try to give it a go, and
I
he's
just
like, I just,
can't
mm-mm.
do it. I mean, I
Too
can't.
slow for me.
Yeah, it's hard to be excited for some of these songs that these dudes throw out. I'm just like, for real? That's what gets you amped up. But
So
hey, to each his own, man.
So Daniel, he's already told me, he went to the gym today. Told me he drives a Charger, so he's into cars. But the best thing I read in the SI department, Daniel, was he wants to own a shoe store. So that means my man's into kicks, and that speaks to my heart. And I am all about my shoes. If I'm not going somewhere with the right kicks on, if they don't match, it ain't happening. So I say that to ask you, what's your favorite pair you own?
That I own.
Mm-hmm.
I just got a new pair. I just got some off-white dunks, so I would say probably those.
If you could have a pair, because I like how you said that I own. I know there's all the customs that are out of mine and yours price ranges. There a pair that if you could have that maybe something that is just unavailable or unaffordable? Is there a pair out there that speaks to you?
Like a reasonable one I couldn't get right now is probably the Travis Scott Mocha ones. The low ones are up there for me.
Daniel, you got to get them for him for Christmas, bro. It's a little late, but you can go and get them in late.
I have no idea what y'all are talking about. I know it's shoes, but like when you say like Travis Scott, like I know who that is. When you say
that tells you they're
mocha,
going to be
I know what
custom.
that kind of looks like.
And then
But
you
like,
start throwing out colors like mocha, like that's. I mean, he's letting you know that they're all special made.
but what do those shoes go for? Like, if you
Uh,
like, where would you find them, and how much would they cost?
You find them
Hypothetically.
online.
Yeah, online or at a store, but in my size, like a size 12, it'd probably be like for those 2,100 probably.
Get
ish.
out of here, dude!
Maybe a little less.
$2,100? Are they? What? But would you even wear them?
I'd wear them. If I was gonna pay that much, I'd wear them.
I'd wear the shit out of some $2,100 shoes.
All right,
I'd
so-
wear them until the shoestrings wouldn't tie.
So here's what I'm going to teach you one thing about shoes right out the gate, Daniel. So when you go to look them up on StockX, they're $920, but that's your starting price. What you got to know is two things. You're possibly going to have to bid on them, but the second being shoe size matters. And so if you wear, 9 through 12, that's the most common size. So they're going to go up in price. You actually get lucky because don't you wear 13?
Yeah.
You actually get lucky because those are rare or less likely to be a hot commodity. But yeah, shoe size matters. And then you might have to bid on them. But yeah, you go to these sites and you go pick them up. Daniel, you need to get you a pair to flex on. You want me to get Boot Up Customs to make you some?
No,
I'll get to make you a $2,500 pair.
For $2,500, I better not have to bid on shit. I better just get them. Like it shouldn't be like nobody should be driving up the price at $2,500.
You actually have seen the most expensive pair of shoes that I've seen. They were on this show.
Those Louis.
Those Louis that she pulled out.
I mean, those were.
She had some Louis dunks. Figueroa, she pulled them out a soccer player that we had on. Anyway, they had a box that was in a box with a bag on them. Like they were packed over packed just to get them out.
That's crazy. I'd say probably the most expensive pair I got is probably some Balenciagas, but ain't that much like those Louis.
Jeez. Man. All right. Jim could talk shoes with you all day, and I would just sit here and be just dumbfounded the whole time and not even understand what dunks are or whatever, man. Why can't they just have Air Maxes? Like,
I'll put it to you simple like this. If I was to go watch Aiden play up in Corvallis, I would get them Joey B Nike mid S1s that are orange and black for the Bengals, even though it's Oregon State because they're the same colors, and that's what I would wear to rock to his.
I mean, see, I'm simple. I would just like to have that sweatshirt you got on. Like I could just do that. I don't need $2,500 shoes to go enjoy the Beavers play some baseball, man. But with ice and stuff on outside, I'm gonna need some type of long sleeve though for sure.
You're gonna need a couple.
I know. I'm gonna need just a whole suit, just a snowsuit.
But I'm telling you, hey, when it normally snows around here, Aiden, it's still like in the 30s. That's why I don't stick or whatever. Being in the single digits, I went outside to play with my son because naturally he wanted to build a snowman. I was out there for like 3 minutes. I was ready to go in. I was like, this ain't fun at all.
No, it's not fun at all.
Come on now. I would like to see it once. Yeah, one time. Just for like a day. Yeah, just for a day.
You should have moved to Florida, bro.
I mean, that's why I said I just want to see it for one day. I want the Florida weather for the rest of the year. But all right, enough of that. That's the nonsense. We got to get into you, Aiden. So let's jump out the gate. Let's talk about you growing up as a little guy. Where are you from, man?
I'm from Oak Grove, California, so right outside of Sacramento.
Oak Grove, right out of Sacramento. You a Kings fan?
Oh yeah,
man, that's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. you know the Grizz won tonight with nobody, just a bunch of just young dudes. It was like a G League team out there playing.
I'm gonna give you a hot take, Daniel, that's gonna make you mad and make him
I'm glad he
happy.
didn't say Warriors though. I am glad about that.
You hear me? I got a hot take for you. It's gonna make him happy and make you mad. Give me De'Aaron Fox over John Morant.
I mean, that's easy to say right now after the past year.
I
So
told you to be a De'Aaron Fox fan a long time ago.
yeah, but it's the West Coast, bro. It's hard enough being a Grizzly fan, much less being a Kings fan. Come on now. Like
I mean, he ain't lying. Your games, Aiden, they start at like 11 o'clock his time.
I've
Yeah,
gotta
they're early that time.
if I'm gonna watch anything Pac-12, I've got to prepare myself for the week. I got to start now preparing my sleep schedule to stay up for whatever day it is that I'm going to watch a game. But Oak Grove, Sacramento, you living with mom, dad, you got brothers, sisters?
Yeah, my mom and my dad, and then one older sister.
Okay. Okay. What's the age difference? You guys get along? You guys too far apart in age to be close? What's up?
We're pretty close. She is 2 years older than me, so we were close throughout the whole childhood. Yeah,
She gave you that business growing up, didn't she?
nah, I let her have it.
Oh man, shoot. My sister used to beat me up until I realized I was stronger than her, and then it was over. And then she never messed with me anymore. It's
That's how it
amazing.
was. She tried me until I got taller than her, and
Yep.
then it was nothing.
Well, my money's still on your sister to whoop your ass, Daniel. Quit lying.
Nah, I know. I know how it works now. Just grab the wrist,
Oh yeah.
break the wrist, walk away. So your dad, let's talk about him. He appeared in 5 pro baseball games for the Tampa Bay, the Devil Rays back in 2002. And the Detroit Tigers. What's it like knowing you are a baseball guy with elite talent and your dad was a pro baseball player? Was there any pressure growing up to be a pro baseball player or to be really good? Or was it just like, hey, go out and have fun, do your best, and whatever happens, happens?
It was they kind of let me decide, but I think they definitely wanted me to play baseball from the start. But yeah, so I played baseball, basketball, and football growing up, so they kind of just let me take that time to decide which I wanted to play. But I didn't feel any pressure to be like I had to pick baseball or I had to do this because of him.
So was your dad your favorite athlete growing up, or was it somebody else?
It was probably my grandpa. He played pro ball as well, so
Okay.
I'd say probably him.
Here we go again, Jim. Just the family lineage of really, really good athletic genes. Can we just get a sprinkle? Like we ask our guests all the time because the story's very similar. They have parents or brothers and
The
sisters.
question is his sister an athlete too?
I'm sure she is. I'm sure they're
Yeah,
all.
she played volleyball.
See,
Uh-huh.
I mean, us regular guys, can we just have a little sprinkle of that? I- just a couple miles an hour on a fastball. I ain't trying to throw 99. Like, how about 94? I'll take that. Just a nice 94. Spot it up, get a little sink. You know what I'm talking about. You throw some sinks.
What was the fastest you threw in college, Daniel?
Shit. 42.
Liar. 91.
42. That's it. I was throwing underhanded like rookie of the year. Floater, just floating it in. No, outside of family, favorite athlete. And you mentioned playing different sports, so it could be any sport. It doesn't have to be baseball, but just favorite athlete in general.
Gotta do a top 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably Katie, I like a lot. Kobe, gotta put him in there. And then baseball, gotta pick a baseball one. I really like Dustin May on a baseball and pitching side.
You must really like hoops. 2 hoopers right there off the jump.
I think he even wanted to go third Hooper, but he's like, I gotta go baseball.
Yeah, I think so too. He was probably thinking,
He
I
could have
like
said MJ on the top. I'd have been fine with it.
yeah. I mean, why
I'm
not?
not exactly happy about the KD answer, but I'm gonna let it slide.
I mean,
Man, I was a Thunder fan when I was younger, so
So was I, but I'm a Westbrook guy. That's why I don't like KD.
I get it.
he's very bitter. He's not so much bitter
Forever
anymore.
taking it to the grave.
He's not as bad as he used to be. He's just kind of given into the fact of who Russell Wilson is, and like,
Wilson, I
or
ain't no
Russell
Wilson.
Wilson, Russell Westbrook. Um, he's kind of given in to who he is, and he's okay with that. Now
Yeah.
it's I don't know. Do you even care if he wins a championship, Jim?
No. I mean, right now the Clippers look like they could be the best team, and if they win, that's not gonna like change anything for me. To your point,
Yeah.
I was watching the highlights the other day. 2016 season for Westbrook is a top 5 season for any NBA player ever. So I can shout KD out for that because Angry Russ was the best Russ.
That was
Man.
when he was ever in triple double, right?
Yeah, and he got the MVP. I mean, it was more than just a triple double. He had like 7 game winners. He actually could shoot threes that season. I was in Memphis for the game where he scored the last 15 points of the game, had 45, 11, and 9, and he hit his NBA career high 8 threes that game. His 8 for 11 from downtown just went off. He went off the other night, Daniel, when they won. Clippers, baby. Took care of Memphis.
Yeah, and then I don't even know. Was the game was close? See, here's once again me being a faulty fan. Like,
It was close when the starters left. They left out up 22.
yeah, that's what I thought, and then it drew close, but whatever. Um, Aiden, man, obviously you just don't overnight become a really good baseball player. You're not elite level with the snap of the fingers. I know there's hard work and stuff that goes into it, and I'm sure you started young and worked your way up, but obviously, most players your caliber have a travel team. So let's start with that. Travel baseball, who did you play for, and what is travel baseball like on the West Coast?
So for high school, when it really got serious for travel ball, I played with NorCal. So on the West Coast, I think I never went to Georgia. So I wish I could have done that. But it's usually a lot of Arizona tournaments. A lot of Arizona tournaments. Um, one North Carolina tournament a year, just that USA one there at the complex. And then just Jupiter. But other than that, it's a lot of just Arizona tournaments.
And you went to Cary and Jupiter, but never went to Georgia. That's crazy.
Yeah, I wanted to go to Hoover too, but never went there.
Well, if you played in the SEC, I guarantee you'd go to Hoover. But so high school, I mean, obviously there's a huge, or at least where we grew up and in the South, this could be different for the West Coast. And interested to see what that answer would be. But high school as opposed to travel ball, what high school did you go to?
I went to Elk Grove.
So Oak Grove, do they have, I'm assuming they have sports and athletics and they have a baseball team, right?
Mhm.
So what's the difference with NorCal baseball in regards to Oak Grove baseball? Was it more fun? Was it less fun? Was it good competition? What are we talking about here?
I would say for Elk Grove, like yeah, we probably had like 5 real dudes on our team, and we played decent competition, but for the most part, it's probably only like 5 other dudes committed around the league. So, but for NorCal, it was just that team was like an all-star team, to be honest. And then we just honestly just go play. So it was a lot less carefree and more just letting it eat on the mound and hanging with the boys.
Well, I mean, either way, you got after it. You earned Sacramento Bee All Metro first team honors. You were also named first team All League and Defensive Player of the Year. You on the mound, you were 5-0. You had a .95 ERA as a junior. You struck out 31 and 29 in the third innings, and you didn't allow a single run in 24 innings of league play. Obviously that's big time. So, at what point do you feel as though you are good enough to go to the next level? And was it a particular moment? Was it, somebody saw you and that's how you knew?
It was probably right after my sophomore year of high school. I knew sophomore year I was like, okay, I think I could probably do this, but that summer is when it kind of really took off recruiting wise. I finally hit 90 for that, like 90, 91 that first time that summer. So that's where it really kind of took off. And I was like, okay, I think I'm going to be able to do this for a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's something, once you're able to hit 9 as the first digit on the gun, like that kind of means something. It's just a different level, it's a different feeling, it's a different mindset that you get. Um, obviously you talk about that being kind of a revelation to you as far as being able to think that you can play at the next level and how serious you could actually take this thing. At what point then do colleges start getting in the mix, and what were your options when you had the opportunity to sign?
So it was kind of towards the fall of that, right after that sophomore summer is when kind of the offers started rolling in. I had most of the Pac-12 schools. Um, and that was really kind of it. I didn't really get much attention from the Southern schools, but I mean, I talked to Arkansas a little bit, but other than that, nothing, anything came of it. But yeah, most of the Pac-12 offered me, and then a couple Big West schools out here as well, like Fullerton, Reno, and Sac State. But those three were for hitting and pitching, but the other ones were just for pitching.
Hypothetically, if you were offered by a school on the East Coast or in the South, would you have entertained it, or just being a Cali guy, you're looking to stay on the West Coast?
Uh, Personally, I would have entertained it. Yeah, a
'Cause I
lot.
mean, it's got to be hard when like for you in particular, like probably something that would be super important to your dad is to be able to see you play or to be able to make a trip over the weekend. It's really hard to make that cross country trip um, for games, unless it's a big time game or something huge. Um, but inevitably, you get to Oregon State. So, what was it about Oregon State? Why did you go? That's the place for me.
So I knew two guys beforehand who came here. So I knew Nick Madrigal, who came through here. He went to the same high school as me. I've known him for a very long time now. So I saw what this place did for him and just how he developed into the player he turned into. And then another one was Jake Rodriguez. He came here, went to my high school, got drafted as well. So just seeing what it did for them and how much they've been winning in their culture, it seemed like the right fit.
Yeah, I mean, look at that background. We talked about it before you came on. I mean, when a team has championship pedigree, it's something that matters. It's not to say other teams, if they don't have those titles, can't have a winning culture, but when a team does have those trophies, those accolades, it's something that, you as somebody who's looking at a program, it matters.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was definitely a big part of it too, because it was like nobody just wants to go to school and lose. Like it doesn't matter if you're the best player on your team. Nobody wants to lose every game. So coming here, I knew I was going to be able to play for that national championship every year I was here, and I really wanted to do that.
Yeah, I think about like when we had Paul Skeens on talking about just how much he loved playing at Air Force, but at the end of the day, he was honest about it. There's no way I could even come close. I couldn't sniff a championship. So I want to go somewhere where I can win a championship. So, he could have still been drafted high out of Air Force and played there, but he never would have had a chance to win. And that's what you guys want to do. I mean, yeah, the dream is to go pro, but along the way, you want to win that national championship. We have all these guys come on here and talk about it. There's no feeling like it. The camaraderie, the memories. And so, that's why you go to a place. And so you get to Corvallis. We were just talking about the weather, but talk to me in general. Like, is it like a complete culture shock coming from Northern Cali to Oregon, or do they have some sort of similarities?
I would say it was kind of a culture shock for me. Just first of all, just the weather in general. It's completely different from California. I mean, there's a bunch of rain, a little bit of snow, but it's really cold here compared to California. And then also just the people here. It might seem weird, but the people here are just different in general. So that was a little different. And then people just drive so damn slow here compared to California. So that was also kind of rough.
I imagine, being that I've been all through Cali, there's always a lot of food options. Is there, is that something that's completely different? You ain't got all that food to choose from?
Nah, there ain't much food over here, man. I really like Mexican food, so there ain't much good Mexican food over here. Really like those good little restaurants you got in California here.
I got you. All right. So getting into your freshman season, pitched in 22 games, making one start, posted a 5-2 record and a 5.68 ERA, struck out 35 and 38 innings with one save. Before we get into specifics of games, let's just talk about that production line. Going in, a lot of guys have some sort of expectations, goals they want to reach for. For you, do you feel like you came close to, exceeded, or anything else like that?
Honestly, not really. Um, I kind of at some point halfway kind of wanted to be in that rotation role. I got the one start, but it didn't go very well. But that's something I really kind of wanted to work into at least towards the end of the year, but just didn't happen. But yeah.
I got you. So, you know, you did have some games that really stood out. Obviously Sam Houston, season long 6 innings, struck out a season high six. What was that game like? Obviously it's Sam Houston State, but nonetheless, you won a game that you feel like you really make your mark. You start to get your footing. For a reliever, you really want those games where you can go deep into innings like that, show potentially you're a guy that can start. So, how good did it feel to have that outing?
That felt really good, especially after we just had a brutal loss to LSU the game before. But yeah, I mean that I needed that game. I was kind of at a rough point a little bit before that. So I think that's kind of where it kind of clicked for me and did what I did.
Jim, I was watching a clip of Aiden pitch, and I think it was this game in particular. And he struck out one guy to end the inning, and he sprinted like a dead sprint from the mound straight to the dugout. It was awesome. It was like the most badass flex that I've ever seen. I don't know. Did the other team get pissed off at that, or was that just kind of you being you?
Well, the inning before, I actually got a warning. So after I did that, I was like, all right, I guess I can't talk anymore. So I struck him out, and I was just like, I'm just gonna run.
I'm just gonna get off the field as fast as I can.
But I feel like I kind of did it to show up the umpire a little bit, I would say. But yeah.
So, I was sorry, I was caught up, Daniel. Man, tagging the wrong account. Your dad jumped all over me on Twitter. Tagged the
Man,
wrong person. My
he's
Dang,
the
bad.
Twitter warrior, man.
that's a
I
rookie
like it.
mistake.
Dad's looking out for him though. It's usually a mistake I don't make, but he jumped on me. He was like, "That's not his account. My bust." I'm gonna fix it after the episode, of course. But I wanted you to know what had my attention. Your dad letting me know, hey, I like it, man. Pop's got your back. I mean, I posted it like a couple minutes ago, and then there he was. Um, but no, man. So obviously we talked about the Sam Houston State outing. Building off that, your team. I got to see you. In the Baton Rouge regional. I feel like the team. Obviously making a regional is great. Pushing the eventual champ to the wire is great. But I feel like probably Oregon State, when we talk about expectations, probably had bigger expectations. Would that be safe to say?
Yeah, for sure.
But seeing, let me ask you, Daniel and me, we're not silver lining guys, but being that you took them to the wire, took actually my favorite player is Braden Jobert hitting a home run to win by one. But seeing them go on to win a championship and know that you had them, like that tie game late, in their own stadium, did it feel good that like that was the team that put you out? Does it help it a little bit?
I mean, yeah, I would say it definitely helped a little bit. It still sucked, but yeah, I mean, at least I mean, yeah, we lost, but I mean, at least we lost to the right guys who actually won it. I mean, if we would have lost, I mean, one of the other teams, it kind of would have
I mean, I got to give
stung
y'all
a little
credit. I
bit.
mean, you had me as a fan very nervous. I mean, y'all brought it. Talking about that crowd. I live it, I breathe it all the time. But from a player standpoint, tell me what you thought about Alex Box in the postseason.
That was probably the most electric stadium I've ever played at so far. That atmosphere was something else. I honestly wish I would have pitched against them. I think I would have done pretty well, to be honest. But uh, yeah, I
My
mean
man
that.
was not scared of that lineup. I hear you.
Nah, you can't be. Uh, but yeah, man, that experience was crazy. I think, especially being a freshman, that just really opened my eyes to like these crowds and like these atmospheres, and it's something I want to play in for a long time.
I guess that's the mentality you got to have as a freshman. Just let me go. I'll pitch
Especially
against
coming out of the
any.
bullpen. You know that.
I'll pitch
Mhm.
against anybody. I don't care. Dylan Cruz, Tommy White, it don't matter. I'll go up there and I'll go against them all.
I
My
mean, you
boy,
can't be
my
afraid of them
My
because
boy
that's
Joe Baum would have hammered him just the same. Daniel, don't you know? No, I'm just
I
kidding.
hell.
mean,
I'm messing with you.
he was
That's my dude,
sweating.
though.
He was sweating, Aiden. Don't let him lie. But this was the matchup that we had talked about, like the one that.
This is the game that cost me $3,800 on $20.
Well, I
I
mean,
had LSU on a 10-leg parlay, had to cover 1.5 runs. Only beat y'all by one.
didn't do
Own
it.
team let me down. Oh, still stressing about it. But no, I was really impressed by you guys. And so you carry that over into this season. We talked about expectations. Last year didn't match, but this year the expectations are even bigger. I mean, we're not talking about you going to somebody's house for a regional. We're talking about, you hosting it, possibly winning your conference, making it to Omaha. A lot of big expectations. So talk about, just what the message has been from the coach, from you guys coming off last year into this year, saying, hey, we're better than this. We're a program that's not somebody who goes home in the regionals. We're a team that wants to make it to Omaha.
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely building off of last year. I think last year we were okay, honestly. I think we were not great, good maybe, but I think this year I think we're on a whole different level from last year. I mean, we got a really good freshman class, and I mean, kept most of the same guys from last year, and that lineups. I think we lost one guy maybe from that lineup. So I mean, we're just focused on getting to Omaha and winning that whole thing. I mean, there's nothing really else besides that. I mean, we know we could do it, so we're ready to go out and do that.
Yeah, the series I'm excited about this coming year, and obviously you got to take care of everybody, but I'm really excited about the Oregon series, not just because Oregon State. I'm higher on Oregon than a lot of other teams, and that's why I'm excited also that our other show, Daniel, which you don't know about, Hot Corner, we got him and our upcoming Oregon guest, Anson, coming on together to preview the Pac-12. But I really feel like it's going to be the two of y'all at the top. And I think whoever comes out on top of you guys, I think is going to be Omaha bound. Obviously, just winning the conference isn't what matters, but I think whoever does will place themselves probably as a top 8 seed, be able to host regional, super regional. So I'm really excited about the ball that's going to be taking place on the West Coast, and that's good because that's what me and Daniel are about. We could just focus on what's here locally, South, all that. I love baseball, West Coast to East Coast. It's all different brand of ball, but talent across the board. So I'm excited to watch the two of y'all battle it out. Let's talk about the fall before all this snow came down. Talk to me how you felt the team looked. We talk about these expectations, but a fall ball is where it all starts, right? Putting in the grind in the weight room, putting the work in the cages. Obviously the pitchers. Obviously working on mechanics. Talk to me about what you saw this fall.
I saw that we got a lot of dogs. I mean, man, we got some good bats. I mean, we got Travis Bazan out there getting our young guys dialed in, just with the pitcher side facing them. But I mean, we got a lot of dudes throwing hard. I mean, I don't think we had. I mean, most of the freshmen were like 2 to 4 probably, and then everybody else I don't think threw under 91 probably. So we got a lot of good arms this year, and the bats we got good bats still from last year. But yeah, it was good, very good competitive fall. So yeah, excited.
So for yourself, we talked about, stretching into 6 innings, the things that you can do. By all accounts, the guys that I've talked to around there, you definitely have starter material. Is starting something that's being talked about, something you've been doing, or is it looking like possibly starting out of the bullpen? What are we looking at?
Yeah, so they talked to me about definitely starting being in the weekend rotation this year. To what day is that's for me to kind of let them figure out, but yeah, they definitely talked about wanting me to be one of the starters this year.
Yeah. So Daniel, let me ask you. He says at the end of the day, when we talk to all these guys, Friday's always what you want to be the ace, but when you're in the weekend rotation, it don't really matter, Daniel. Like you just want to be in that weekend rotation.
I mean, honestly, I think Sunday is a pivotal day, or game 3 is a pivotal game, because it can win you or lose you a series, and having that person be strong, having that person be a guy with the mental capacity to go in and not worry about what the game means and just go out and do their job is huge. And so I would say if you can't be the Friday night guy, you want to be the last guy. You want to be able to be the guy that is a difference maker.
Yeah, no, we saw that with Tennessee 2022. Drew Beam, the luxury of having him as the Sunday guy, and how much they did for them. So if Oregon State can have Aiden on the back end, I mean, hell yeah, that's the hell of a luxury. That's something we didn't have at LSU last year. That's what's crazy about us winning the championship, Daniel. We didn't have a third guy. That's why we didn't think we had a chance for a good
Didn't
portion
have a third guy, didn't have a bullpen until it mattered.
until it mattered. Hey,
Oh, they
that's
need
it.
a third guy though.
That's true. Well, this year it'll be interesting because we swapped it up, and so now we don't have the electrifying guy, but we got depth for days. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. But talking about your guys, you were talking about you had dogs. Obviously, I know you could probably rattle off your whole team, but we have a lot of listeners who maybe aren't as familiar with Oregon State. So give me a couple pitchers that are just the must-know names that people need to watch out for.
I'd say definitely Aiden May, transfer from Arizona, mid-90s heater up
That's
to
who I
90.
accidentally tagged.
Yeah, yeah, that's him.
See, Daniel, in my defense, it's another Aiden on Oregon State.
Yep. And
Man,
then Leif Palmer, he's a freshman. He's like 6'7", 6'8", up to 95 already in the fall. So I think those two are really the big ones.
So possibly two Aidens in the weekend rotations. That's what we're looking at here. Okay, okay.
Yep.
And then talk to me about these bats. Obviously, we know about Travis. I don't need you to hype him up. Everybody knows, but give me a couple other guys that can swing it.
I'd say Elijah Hainline. He's a transfer from Washington State. He had like 330 with 12 last year there. So he looked really good this fall. And then Brady Casper, he'll be a 5th-year senior, I think, but he's been swinging it well lately.
No doubt. Well, we'll be looking forward to watching them. The last thing I'll ask you, and we'll get into the game. We talk about Oregon, we talk about the Pac-12. Everything's going to change after this year. But as far as this year, what's the series you look forward to the most at home, and what's the series you look forward to the most away?
Hmm.
the first one, and then the next one, and then the next one. Coach speak.
Who I look forward to playing the most probably Oregon. We played at Oregon last year, so I'm excited to play at home against them for a full series.
I mean, y'all
Hopefully,
got when you look at it, I mean, you got Stanford and Oregon and Arizona State coming to you. That's nice.
we were away a
And
lot last.
UCLA, my goodness.
Yep.
I might
So
have to redo some thinking here. Oh man, I gotta lock in Oregon State in my Omaha 8. They're gonna run through the conference.
and then probably most excited to play it would probably just be U of A probably. I like that ballpark and you can throw a little bit harder in Arizona, so
Ooh, that Globe Life, that's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a rough little
And
stretch.
that's when I get to see them. I'm excited about it. I didn't even think to bring that up, Daniel. Get to see you boys. I'll be there for that, and that's gonna be my one chance because getting out to the Northwest is hard. So hopefully you 100% are in that weekend rotation. That way I can go out there and see you. But I mean, I guess I imagine even if you were coming out of the bullpen, I'd see you no matter what. But especially if it's against Arkansas, because chances are, Daniel, what would that mean? It'd be IOTB on IOTB crime because
Yep.
the whole starting rotation from Arkansas has been on the show.
Be rough, but be a good game. Be interesting. It's good barometer to see, especially early in the season to see where you're at and where you need to go, what you need to do, and the level that you need to be at moving forward. But Aiden, man, you're off the hot seat, bro. You ready to play a little game, have a little fun before you bounce?
let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. The game's called This or That. you're going to play this or that. It's a game that 300 people have played. Every guest has played this game. So, what I ask is that I give you two options. You choose one option or the other. Just be decisive. Don't say both. Don't say neither. Just pick one. Go with your heart, man. Got it?
Got it.
All right, cool. Jim, who is this or that brought to you by?
Chinook Cedary, and he knows all about it.
Oh, what do you know about it? Aiden, tell me.
And use code Aiden16 at checkout.
There you go. Code Aiden at code Aiden16 at checkout. What's your favorite flavor?
Cinnamon toast, gotta be.
Ooh, the cinnamon toast.
Hey, he doesn't know about your secret. Go ahead and tell him.
Look, let me tell you something. I've been taste testing all the flavors and rating them, and now I'm mixing flavors. So the first week that I mixed a flavor, I did what I call smoke and toast. And I added barbecue, smokehouse barbecue with the cinnamon toast. And let me tell you something. It is chef's kiss.
That's the way to go, huh?
Fire. I'm telling you. Get those two, throw them in, and tell me it's not the best combo you've ever had.
I'll try it out tomorrow. I'll let y'all know.
Yeah, let me know. Smoke and toast. But I got another taste test tonight, and I'm going to let you help me. I got 3 names for this little combo, and I'm going to let you help me name it. All right?
All right.
So tonight, we're going to go with a little lemon pepper. Little Bobby Witt Jr. on the cover. Little lemon pepper. See, when I think about lemon pepper, I think like, real bougie. Like, we're eating some fish. We're going to season it with some lemon pepper, like, yacht stuff. All right. So, we're going to go with a little lemon pepper, but we're also going to throw a little smokehouse barbecue in there. All right. We're going to kick it up a little notch. All right. It's what I'm referring to as one of these 3. The first one, the bougie cowboy. All right. You got your bougie, you got your cowboy. All right. Or it could be a little surf and turf. You got your fish, you got your beef. All right. Or my favorite, and it's my favorite because I think it's funny, but you have to know what a bolo tie is to understand why this combo is called the bolo. All right. If you look up a bolo tie, it's what a lot of cowboys wear, as like a tie. It's like a little string with a little pendant.
Yeah.
And it's like cowboys who are trying to be fancy, which this what this is. It's like, cowboys trying to be a little fancy with their lemon pepper. So while I'm giving it a little taste test, you think about which one you want to call it, the bolo, the bougie cowboy, or the surf and turf. So y'all know how it works. I take a few of the smokehouse. I take a few of the lemon pepper. I toss them back, swirl them around, and let it sit.
You don't have a face that makes me think it's a 9, that's for sure.
It's not a 9, but here's what I'll tell you. This is one at first initial, it's very heavily smokehouse barbecue. But the more it sits, it tames out, and you start getting the hints of that lemon pepper. I kind of like it. I kind of dig it. All right. This is one that can stay with you for a while. I think this is like a good, like what I would call a good nightcap. You don't want to eat this all day. This is one where you go, oh, I want to mix it up real quick. Let me do something. It's the 7th inning. Let me stretch it out. Let me throw a little bit in. These are the 2 you go with to kind of power you through into the end of the game. It's not bad. 8-4. 8-4. I like it. It's an 8-4. The flavor started good because I like smokehouse barbecue. It marinated long. It stayed with you. It's still with you. And it's something that, like, I feel like this is a combo that I could look forward to once a game having. And not all the combos or not all the flavors. You're like, man, I can't wait till the 7th inning when I always throw in my whatever. But this is one where I'd be like, you know what? 7th inning's here. Let's do it. Let's throw it in. So, Aiden, with that, what name are we going with? What are we calling this bad boy?
Gotta go bougie cowboy.
All right, bougie cowboy it is. It's for those fancy cowboys that like their lemon pepper, but they're not going to get rid of their cowboy roots with the smokehouse barbecue. I like it. I love it, actually. You know what else I love? The game, this or that. Let's get into it real quick. All right, out the gate, real easy layup question. Pizza or tacos?
Tacos.
Tacos. Obviously, Cali kid. Um, is there like any like hole in the wall taco places in Oak Grove?
Uh, there's just a couple taco trucks that are really, really good out there.
See,
But
that's where you know you're talking about authentic tacos. When you say it's a hole in the wall place or it's a truck, you know what you're getting
yeah,
for sure. All right. This next question has become strangely a very popular question, and a lot of people have different takes on this question, and it's crazy. So I'll ask you: liquid soap or bar soap?
time out. Does liquid soap, does that include like a body wash soap?
Yeah,
Or is
why
that
not?
just,
Yeah, I mean it's liquid, it's soap. So we'll throw that in there.
if it includes the body wash, I'll do liquid.
Crazy. Nobody picks bar soap. Nobody.
Except Vance Honeycutt
Well,
and me.
Vance,
And me. It cleans you completely, Daniel. It's important. Vance understands that. I understand that if you want to be fully cleansed, you will use the bar soap. If you had not busted me out last episode, I would have continued my lie about liquid soap only washes 50% of your body, but you had to say something.
yeah, it's because
I was going to take that lie all the way through season 9.
I'm a fact checker on this show. We got to
But
bring.
I said it.
Proof.
I said it like 3 episodes before you called me on it.
Well, I don't know. I
There's
don't
a
know
couple of
what
guests
gets
that
you
at least
clean.
believe that still. They still believe that you're only getting 50% washed.
That's strange. They believe in this liar up here. All right. Would you rather be, if you had to be one of these two things, would you rather be a pinata at a birthday party or the donkey on Pin the Tail on the Donkey at a birthday party? Do you know what those are?
Yeah.
All right, just making sure because we've had, and I'm not trying to insult you, but we've had people on here look at me dead in my face and be like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I don't know.
Made me feel old. I mean, I felt old before, but not that old after they said they'd never heard of those games.
Yeah, it was crazy, crazy. So which one? If you had to be one, which one would you
I'd
be?
probably go pinata.
Man, that's a rough life, man. Because I've seen some kids with some bats just go to town.
Give Travis that vet and let him go to town on you.
I'd have to blindfold him. That would hurt.
For sure. All right, what's worse, snakes or spiders?
Spiders, just because I see them more often than snakes.
You want to know what's crazy? For whatever reason, on my reels, I've been getting a lot of videos about people handling poisonous snakes.
Mm.
And I don't know why. All I can assume is my phone is hearing us when we talk about this question. And so it just like automatically pops up. It's crazy. But there's a whole community of people, apparently, they collect these poisonous snakes that literally can rot your arm off. There's one guy who has a snake that there's no anti-venom for. Like, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's unreal.
That's just dumb. All right. Best uniforms. Would you rather have your white or your black?
White.
Just classic, or is it the heat? What is it? You just don't like the black? Is it
I like the black, but I just like the white. I think it looks better, cleaner. I think it pops a little bit more.
I was gonna say that, Daniel. Strangely, that's right where I was going. Strangely, usually orange pops on black better, but for whatever reason, the way their uniforms are, the orange pops real hard because they also have it outlined in the black on the white. So
what is the technical color name? Is it orange or is it something else?
Yeah, just orange.
Okay. All right. Would you rather go to a costume party or a pool party?
Hmm. Hmm. Costume party just because I'm in Oregon.
Okay. what would you dress up as? If you were gonna go to a costume party tomorrow night, what is something that you could quickly put together?
I got a peanut butter and jelly costume.
Let's
Nice.
go. I love peanut butter and jelly. That's the most underrated sandwich on earth. It's probably the best sandwich. I think it's the best sandwich.
Aiden, let me ask you: are you comfortable enough for you and 3 of your teammates to dress up like Teletubbies?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hey, I still gotta. I still
No
keep forgetting to find.
hesitation.
I still keep forgetting to find the picture. As a matter of fact, as we continue through this or that, I'm gonna find the Wake Forest. Josh Hartle came on here and said that's what they were, and I've been meaning to look. I got to see these four, and Josh is big, by the way. Like I'm
Mhm.
interested to see this Teletubby costume fit. I hope there's pictures somewhere.
All right. This is another good one. This is one that we've been trying out on people. All right. If you had to kiss one way for the rest of your life, would you kiss like a baby, like with an open mouth? I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's very strange, but babies kiss with their mouth open and they just kind of like gum at you. It's very weird. Or like a dog, you just lick people.
Oh, I don't.
I know it's
That's a tough one. I'd probably have to go like a baby.
it's very weird. It's very strange.
I mean, they're both strange.
I don't know.
Tough one.
Yeah, I think I would probably go with a baby too. It's probably
I know it's because you have a baby, but it's still weird to me that you came up with that question randomly.
uh, it just hit me, bro. It just hit me. So we're in that phase, man. All right. Would you rather be lost in a jungle or a haunted house?
Jungle.
What would be the hardest part about being lost in a jungle?
Probably like just being able to drink clean water to like find food.
You went an opposite direction of me. Yeah, that's actually that's you're not gonna survive very long.
I'm
My
gonna
thought
be someone's
was,
food.
yeah, I mean, my thought was having to worry about things at night getting me. But really, like, got to find that water source, man. And you got to be able to clean it up too and drink it. So you're spot on with that. Last question, and we'll let you get out of here. Would you rather be the number one overall pick in the draft, or would you rather win a national championship?
Okay.
It's about a $10 million paycheck,
Yeah.
and one is just a trophy that you get put on a poster that goes behind you.
This is gonna sound horrible.
No,
Probably number one pick.
let's
Yes,
go. Let's go.
yes.
That's the
God,
right
it's been like 50 guests. Finally, somebody not lying to us.
The West Coast is the best coast. See,
I'm trying to tell
they
you,
know what's up, man.
these cats looking at us right now. I want a national championship. Our old question used to be number one pick, and the caveat was you had to cut all your best friends loose. And all these dudes would look at us and be like, "Oh man, I can't leave my best friends." And Daniel's like, "I'll leave all my friends for $10 million."
I'll
I'd
find
still pick number one pick.
Mm-hmm.
man. We even phrased it. We were like, man, I'll bring a suitcase full of Chris $100 bills and sit it right in front of you and just give it to you. And they're like, no, I'll win a national championship. I'll pick my friends.
I love it.
Get out of here
Dude,
with that.
I'm all in on Aiden now. Somebody who didn't lie to us.
I'm telling you, man. That's all right. That's a great way to end this, man. All right, Aiden. Anything you want to plug or promote?
I'm all good. Thank you guys.
All good. Well, I'm gonna help you out because you got a lot going on. All right, my friend. It's a big season for Oregon State. If you want to know more about Oregon State baseball, IG at Beaver Baseball. You'll get score updates. You'll get hype videos. You'll get the guys hanging out in the dugout. You'll get them training. You'll get games, starting rotations, stats, you name it. Head over there, check them out. Or if you want to know what Aiden's up to, at IG underscored Aiden underscore 16. Also, what's the promo code for the seeds?
Use code Aiden16 at checkout.
Aiden16 at checkout. Go pick up the Bougie Cowboy. lemon pepper, smokehouse barbecue. Aiden, wish you nothing but the best. Happy, healthy, fun. Enjoy the ride, man, because who knows? We might bring you back on in a couple months when we're talking about a national championship. What?
Oh yeah.
Let's go. All right, that's Aiden Jimenez, everybody. If you like hearing Aiden's story or you just like hearing us average Joes talk X's and O's, please like and share the podcast on Facebook, retweet us on Twitter, listen and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. As always, comments, ratings, feedback, thumbs up, hearts, hugs, loves. We'll take it all. We'll see everybody on Wednesday night. We got Kentucky baseball on deck. We're going to be talking to Mason Moore. So this has been the In Off the Bench podcast. As always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We are out.